If we started later on in Chimps with more cash, can we potentially get other towers which we could otherwise not afford to get a 2-tower Chimps scenario without actually getting the achievement because, well, it's a custom scenario. So today we're going to do this with Rosalia and the Flying Fortress. Yeah, we'll get some upgrades. I've lost my train of thought there, for goodness sakes. So just using Rosalia's laser gun at the moment. Let's get through these first few rounds. We'll alternate between her different weapons as we see fit, but hopefully for the majority of the game, we're just going to stick with a laser gun because honestly, it's the better one. Like dealing with lead balloons, you're not always going to rely on the exploding pineapples of the plane, so we will switch to grenade when leads come out, and then when we get to the Spectra, it's game over essentially for the balloons. Place down our monkey ace here. Gonna get exploding on pineapples. Gonna get spy plane because somebody here does not have the means of detecting popping camo balloons without some additional support, and there is no official 2TC scenario discovered where you can have both Rosalia and a tower in which you can afford on round 6. Like, I think the closest ones are like Pod, possibly Energizer, but you can't get like a balloon incineration or a Flying Fortress because of the fact that you can't put down certain towers on round 6. Okay, sharper darts. Not going to really use centered path until we get the Spectrum, which we're just going to place it over here to be able to make full use of this map. So let's go center path, go back to figure infinite. Okay, we're gonna not fail around, thank you very much. Yeah, this is also another reason why I want to keep the laser gun rather than the grenades, and it's just because of very early black balloons being a bit of a pivotal issue here. So can we pop all these black balloons without our sanity being drained on the next round? The yellow balloons already starting to give me a few different issues here, so I'm thinking that we may need to stick to the grenade so we can actually hit more targets. Although we will be using scatter missile at some point, but I'd rather reserve our usage just in case it is pivotal to win a certain round. Round 22. All done. Go back to laser, and round 23 is a oh gosh, I'm really more or less concentrated on the ace rather than Rosalia, which is kind of the opposite of what I should be doing right now. And round 23 is a bit annoying, not gonna lie. I really wish I didn't use my scatter missile on the previous round, so I think we're gonna need to use some money in order to upgrade Rosalia to level 5, and that somehow enabled us to get through the round. That's good. Better weapons, essentially. Purple balloons, our threat for the laser balloon. Sorry, not laser balloons. There's no such thing as that. Our laser gun. The zebra balloon, no thank you. Get through that round. Excellent. Round 27, yeah, we're definitely going to need the grenades for this round, and also for the next round as well, because not like pineapples is our sole means of lead popping, honestly. And get through that round. Round 27 done. Round 28, can we do it? Of course we can. How close is Rosalia to oh, we're actually very close to aircraft efficiency, so we're gonna wait until this is, I know we're being a bit of a scavenger when it comes to saving our costs, but I'd rather, oh, 54, yes please. Can we do this round? Oh, you just had to do that, didn't ya? Just had to pry your little head out there and be really annoying, but somehow that time around it was much better. Don't ask me why that was better, it just was, okay? Gonna slowly need our ace in order to clear round 33. Once we get the Spectra, it's pretty much game over. Although we still need some Rosalia micro just before we can actually get the Flying Fortress, because like in the 80s, that's when the Spectra is gonna start struggling. But we do have the means of increasing our flight speed whenever we have our jetpack ability activated, as it states here. Flight boost ability for a short time, or a nearby aircraft fly faster, and Rosalia pursues balloons over the whole map using both weapons. I kind of wish she just can use both of her weapons by default, but obviously Rosalia can only hold one at a time unless in absolute emergencies, which is when she uses her level 7 ability. Lead balloons going down. Yeah, don't like using the pew pew laser on lead balloons. It does not make any kind of contact aside from the sound of no pops. Okay, use scatter laser on this round, and that should do it. I prefer laser against ceramic because single target damage, but who knows at this point of the game. Round 39 is coming to a close. Oh, this is looking very... I'll rather use jetpack as late as possible so that we can actually use it on what is her flight pattern there? It's like she doesn't even want to attack the balloons, making DJ Benjamin want to root for her with her dance moves. Well, let's activate it just a little bit early, but I just don't like the fact that this is going to be... No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I need her jetpack for round 40, but I also need it for round 39. So annoying. What if we move Rosalia and we can target these balloons earlier? It makes easier work for our ace. Yeah, that seems to do the trick, actually. Move Rosalia to early on, but... Oh my goodness sakes, that was way too close. Okay, let's activate it now, actually. And we have the first Moab in our face. Scatter missile there. Oh, no. Come on, that was so close. I hate it when it's just a few balloons. If it's just an entire horde, I know I've done something wrong, but sometimes I feel like it's just down to extreme luck. Just like that. Just extreme luck because of explosive immunity at that given point in time. Come on, pop them, please. Good, just yellow balloons left. Ah, for goodness sakes. Okay, 24, just over 24,000 for the Spectre, where it normally costs about 25k, so about 5% save when near Rosalia, which is, you know, every little helps, I guess. Around 45. We do have a jetpack ability active. Do we want to upgrade Rosalia? Nah. I want to get our beloved Spectre up and running as soon as possible. We need some explosive means to get rid of these fortified lights. Just be glad there's no such thing as a fortified purple balloon. That would be horrible. Can we get through the rest of this round? Good. Use jetpack. Did we use it too early though? That's a... Yeah, I'm sure we could do it. It's just the fact that, Rosalia, that you keep dancing all over the place. Like, you just don't want to hit the target. You want to face anything but the target at times. So let's put you there. And then pursue you. What's your... Okay, that might have been our issue because of the fact that we have grenades out. No, we have a... I don't get this game anymore. I thought we had our grenades out for some reason. Maybe this is a worse option. Yes, no. Okay, we just left with a camo pink, so hopefully our beloved never miss targeting can deal with the rest of us while we're not suffering on the inside of this definite adventure here on Balloon Star Defense 6, where you try and clear a 2-tower co-op chimp / scenario where you start later on in time with more money. Okay, please get rid of all of this. Okay, let's use jetpack. Let's use jetpack, get the money, and we've got Spectre. Excellent. This is game, set, and match until we get Flying Fortress. Round 49 now going very smoothly. So that extra 1,000 has definitely made a difference there. Otherwise, round 49 would have been much more of a struggle. So round 50, definitely good. I like the fact that Rosalia has some synchronicity with aircraft because of the fact that, well, Rosalia flies herself, which is awesome. We don't have a hero yet which can fly, even though... No, wait, Corvus levitates, and Adora also levitates when she is in her vengeful transform state. As we know, we have hit June, which is Pride Month of the year. So I made what I thought was a harmless post on my community page, saying, Happy Pride Month, everyone. And I swear half the comments are people who don't get Pride Month, honestly, because people think that you're just pushing yourself onto others, or it's a disgusting thing that you celebrate this thing that people think that is a very alien thing, such as something that is outside of their own comfort zone. And what I'm just going to say is that half the people who commented like that just don't get this sort of thing. Like, I'm not part of the community itself of LGBTQIA+, but I don't care if you swing one way or another. Not because it affects my, likeness of you, but because it doesn't affect me as a person when you swing one way or another way. You have this ethnicity, you have that religion, you have this belief. Like, obviously there are a lot of extremes out there, which I'm like, okay, this is going a little bit too far. But if you're L, if you're G, or you're B, if you're T, or Q, or I, or A, I don't care if you are part of that circle, because that doesn't affect me and my ability to judge you. The only thing I care about is if you're respectful for others and that you're nice to both me and others, and also respectful to me as well. So I think some people really just don't understand Pride Month in a way, and that it's 1 month out of the year where people within LGBTQIA+, etc., can actually celebrate without the fact that they are not something in which would be absolutely discriminated like 100 years ago or so. Like, if you were this if you have this kind of belief of yourself and that you feel like you fit into this norm that you believe yourself to be in, that you're most comfortable with, then that should not affect your ability to be able to function as a person. And unfortunately, in this world, we are still incredibly backwards as to how we treat other people just by a word, just by a bit of text on a line that says, I am this. And it's so rather backwards and annoying when people think like that. Like, if you don't support Pride Month, that's absolutely fine, but how some people just come across as just incredibly defamatory, just incredibly discriminating towards others. So just a little bit of a rant there, because I'm so utterly annoyed by how some people view this sort of topic, and it's like this incredibly alien and disgusting thing. Like, people have judged me when I was much younger just because of the fact that I have autism, and the fact that I shouldn't be in normal society because I have autism, because somehow it's this horrible, disgusting disease. It's like, you're not educated enough to understand what it is, and obviously you have not been brought up in a lifestyle where you have some kind of acceptance of other people which don't believe in your social norms or your ability to be able to understand other people's different circumstances. So yeah, anytime I have the Monkey Village up in any scenario in June, it will be the Pride Month, and no matter how many horrible comments I get about that kind of thing, it's going to stick there. So if you don't like it, then you can simply not watch any of my videos until July rolls around. So yeah, that's where my stance is on that, and if you don't like it, that's not my problem. Anyways, back to balloons here. We're on round 78. The Spectres clean things up here very well, and yeah, it's I don't like to be negative, but that sort of thing needs to be said. It's a concept where if you leave something lingering for longer, it's a bigger problem than talking it outright, without being too angry about it, because then I'm the one who is the silly one by being angry about it. I'm just more concerned about some people's mental state when they type such things. So yeah, so annoying. It's a mixed bag. It's like with my comment sections on that community post, you're either on one camp or another. But I don't think there was ever a comment which was really neutral at all. It was sort of a Marmite scenario where it's like you're either on one side or another. There's just absolutely no middle ground. ZOMG territory. Let's use Rosalia's ability again because we haven't used those in a while because the Spectre has pretty much been doing pretty much all of the work, honestly, for us. If we don't get Flying Fortress before round 90, we're going to be in a bit of a bother because we have nothing for DETs. Like, they're camouflage, so Rosalia's plasma attacks can't do anything against it. And the Spectra has both sharp and explosive attacks. Imagine if Ninja Kiwi made the Spectra so that its Flying Fortress attacks are both explosive and sharp rather than normal and sharp. Like, it's really weird that its bombs turn to normal, but its darts remain the same. And it can receive the buffs from sharpening stone. Whatever buffs that they are nowadays. +2 pierce again. Ninja Kiwi keeps nerfing potential supporting towers for 2 Megapop scenarios. See, that's the kind of thing that I would rather talk about as like a controversial topic, you know. Stuff about the game that I'm playing. Whereas, I guess Rosalia needs her ability uses here, for goodness sakes. But I understand that. I'm gonna hold off from leveling up Rosalia until we actually get Flying Fortress. So let's put you on Strong, and then use your kinetic charge ability on the strongest, most BFB at the back here. And we have dealt with the majority of those targets. Let's use a jetpack ability just to clear up the remainder of this horde because that was too close to my liking. And yeah, I chose an end of the road just because this line here is really cool for the Spectra / Flying Fortress. And also the fact that we don't play on end of the road too often on the channel. We're just used to resort for 90% of the time. Or logs or cubism. And sometimes frozen over as well. Like the core beginner maps. Like, this is definitely a beginner map, but it's like one of the shortest beginner maps in the game. But actually, its layout is really good if you're going for a 2 Megapop scenario with Rosalia, because the beginning, middle, and end of the map are also beginning, middle, and end. So any DETs that are about to go to the exit, kind of went off at a tangent there. Any balloons that go to the exit of the map there, well, they can also be affected by her laser. So DETs heading to the left can be knocked back. And I'm losing my train of thought, but I am not doing very well now. Okay, scatter charge, sorry, kinetic charge on the MOAB, or BFB, sorry. Use her jetpack ability. Let's use a scatter missile. Hopefully they all get affected by that. Can we get the flying fortress? There we go. There's the Flying Fortress. So that's very good. What were we talking about again? I don't know. No. Round 84 kept taking us for a trip field. Or a field trip. Oh yeah, we're talking about end of the road here. So one of the shortest beginner maps. But I wouldn't recognize it as an intermediate map just because of its shorter lane than most other beginner maps. Just because it has so much farming potential. So much room. And is definitely one of the friendliest 2 Megapops maps, honestly, when it comes to just its layout. Because of the fact that you can place your NG, Geraldo, Jones, any other supporting towers that all can be placed so far away. And you can also equip an Alchemist for any of your towers, and they can all do very well. I would say probably aside from a tac shooter or an ice tower because of their reliance on being like nose to nose with the track. Round 92 going very well here. Like, before getting Never Miss Targeting and then before getting Flying Fortress, those were our only hurdles within this road here. They were literally the end of our road. Don't you just love it when something comes together? It sure has in this scenario. Okay, so now let's use the rest of our money to charge up Rosalia's levels. And a kinetic charge kind of acts as like Brickle's Mega Mine, but just not as good. And you can't stack them as well. And there goes the DDT. So you're definitely at the pop count where I cannot get a 2 Megapops with Flying Fortress, but I kind of needed Rosalia for the mid-80s there before we get Flying Fortress, so that was definitely a thing. Round 96, done. Round 97, ZMGs, no thank you. And yeah, they go boom. Also, like Mega Mines, it just it doesn't go down to the next layer of the damage that I have left over, so it's just a case of it just does that. It's like Mega Mine, it doesn't go through layers, it just pops or does damage to the current layer. Right, fortified DDTs, and last but not, well, it is the least because it's so annoying, but bad on round 100, and we is going down in this adventure, and jetpack in there. So yeah, that was a very good run. 2 quite big hurdles to overcome. We could have leveled up Rosalia, but honestly, we still got through this scenario, and we wouldn't get to level 20 anyways, just because of the egregious cost that a flying fortress is. Obviously, minus 5% costs. Like, that's definitely a big saving, especially if you're going for a very aerial heavy build. So what else could Rosalia benefit just because of thematics? I would say engineer she could, because of a kind of workshop tinkering nature, or anything robotic like the anti-balloon that it already does at level, or she already does at level 20. I would say Mad could also be a contender, or anything else robotic like permacharge, like any futuristic kind of looking tower. Rosalia could potentially buff as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts of today's scenarios. Take them how you will. So there we go, folks. That is the 2T co-op chimps, because we start with more cash because we start on a later round. Yeah, folks, sorry for the little spat there in the middle of the video, but honestly, stuff like that needs to be talked about rather than just left lingering for the people who dislike this kind of stuff to continue thinking that they can have their way. So anyways, if you are a supporter of the channel, then please by all means like, comment and subscribe so you can see videos like this in the future. And also, if you are ever going to buy anything from the store, which some of you have, by the way, which I'm incredibly fortunate about, then please by all means use my creator code Flare Balloons, as you see it right here, as you see it on the channel name, as you see it right in front of you. Cannot escape Flare Balloons, just like this little bugger cannot escape the interdimensions in which it's stuck in. Something about chaos gods enable it to not be able to properly exist. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Hope you will have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.